All right, lads, it's a little bit of sad boy hours at the moment. I don't know if you guys have watched the trailer for Season of Dawn, but the trailer made it look absolutely amazing. And I still think that a lot of the PvE stuff is going to be really, really cool, and they've kind of taken it to a next level in that category. But as far as them having a quote-unquote renewed focus on PvP, that doesn't really seem to be the case. Fortunately, a lot of times when the PvE is doing well and you're getting new PvE content, that kind of directly makes PvP a fresher experience, because when there's new guns, that opens the door for new metas, and a lot of times it changes the meta, and that's a big enough change to kind of change the PvP experience, at least for me. I'm not one of those people that wants new game modes, new this and that all the time, and they are adding Rusted Lands back to the Destiny 1 map, Rusted Lands, so that is good. But if you watched the release stream, a lot of people seem to be very unhappy with the PvP. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm very quickly going to break it down. So the first thing, kind of the obvious one, is that Trials isn't coming back, which I'm a bit surprised about, just because it seems like kind of the perfect time to bring it back. Not a huge deal, but it's kind of a staple once it gets added into the game, and it adds a lot of life to the game, so it seemed kind of like a no-brainer. But at this point, maybe they don't have the weapons and armor made for it yet, and they've just devoted their resources to something else. I don't know. But they said renewed focus on PvP, so we kind of thought we'd be getting Trials, but you know, here we are, just trialsless, no trials to be seen. And on the note of the story looking really good from the trailer, I hope they can deliver on a really, really fun and captivating story. It just seems like it's a little bit easier to make it look fantastic in a trailer with amazing music and fantastic editing. So we'll see if that actually translates and scales into gameplay, which I hope it does, but that obviously remains to be seen because we haven't played it yet. So on your screen right now is the calendar for Season of Dawn. As you can see, there's a ton of cool stuff, a ton of amazing PvE things that everyone can do, and obviously, as you can see from the few exotic quests, if those turn out to be good PvP weapons, that could definitely change the landscape of PvP. But there's no dedicated PvP changes. Iron Banner is coming back, but they haven't announced of whether or not they're actually adding new weapons this time. I'm assuming the armor is going to be the same or the same exact thing it's been since Shadowkeep, but they haven't really said if there's new weapons or not. So you'd think that if there were going to be new weapons, they'd want to advertise that, because that's a positive change. So at this point, I wouldn't really get my hopes up for any new weapons. So like I've been trying to say, the PvE looks really good. I think the changes made to the game as a whole are not disappointing at all. It's only disappointing when you look at it through the lens of, we are going to have a renewed focus on PvP, which is what they said not too long ago. Now, because they made that statement not too long ago, it is reasonable to think that maybe that would only apply to things coming out after Season of Dawn, because Season of Dawn was already probably a finished product by the time they tweeted that. But obviously, that's just, you know, that's perhaps... MTash, I need you to stop DMing me. I beat you in a 1v1, okay? F off. Okay, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. MTash is DMing me talking about things that is from the Bungie stream, so shout out MTash. He is my #1 source of information for this video. I was just joking. It was all a joke, so don't get offended. MTash is my boy. So anyways, like I was trying to say, the PvE changes look amazing. There's new activities. The solar subclass changes are really, really cool, especially the new gunslinger throwing knife. Fuck you. So from that angle, it's very, very good. But the thing that keeps this game alive, in my opinion, obviously in Destiny 2, it's been a little different because the PvP has been lackluster for most of its lifespan. But in Destiny 1, the main thing that kept the game alive was PvP, and the main thing that kept PvP alive was Trials of Osiris for the vast majority of the game's lifespan. So it would seem like a no-brainer for them to implement it and add it back, which makes me think that they just don't have it ready. They don't have the game mode worked out, they don't have the armor worked out, they don't have whatever the lighthouse is going to be worked out. So I feel like as soon as that's done, we're going to see it. And with how many people are complaining about Trials not coming back, I think it's safe to say that in Season 10 we should be seeing Trials. Now, some of the PvE players might be saying, whoa, 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 buddy, hold your horses. We don't have it that good over here. It's not as all sunshiny and rainbow land like you're saying. And the reason why they might be saying that is because they didn't announce an increase for light level. And on top of that, they didn't announce a vendor refresh, which I guess would more kind of affect PvP players. But no light level increase. It just seems like they're adding Menagerie 2.0 as one of the activities. So it's like the story and all that stuff from the the PvE side looks really, really good, and then you have the exotic quests and everything. But from most other angles, it's kind of it leaves a lot to be desired, because in the announcement stream they seemed very vague, and it didn't really seem like all that much was announced. I think you could get the totality of the Bungie stream just by looking at the screenshot that's the preview for the season. On the note of there not being a vendor refresh, I know that that is kind of a bad thing for most of you, but it's especially a bad thing for PvP YouTubers. And I'm not trying to like complain about this, like, oh, you know, poor me making YouTube videos, but a big source of when there's new content, a big source of videos is the vendor refreshes, because it's just this big outpour of new armor and new weapons for YouTubers to make videos on, and obviously for players to get. So when there's no vendor refresh and there's looking to be no Iron Banner weapon refresh, it just seems like they're pumping a lot of content into, I wouldn't say the wrong areas, but they're leaving the whole entire weapon and armor you know, landscape kind of blank. We haven't really been getting that much new armor and weapons. With Shadowkeep, a lot of people were saying, you know, we didn't get that much new armor and weapons, but it's fine. You know, in the next season, that's probably when they're going to focus on adding those things. And now that the new season got announced, it doesn't really seem like those things are coming. So if you share my sentiments and you agree with this video, then dropping a like is a good way to show that you support the viewpoint shared in this video. And if you have a different opinion, or if you just want to talk a little bit, then I would be highly appreciative if you could leave a comment in the comment section down below giving your opinion, and I'll be surfing through the comments to see where the community's head is at. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to make sure that none of my videos don't go in your sub box, I'm not quite sure if that was even a sentence. If you want to make sure that you don't miss a video, then go ahead and click on the bell next to the sub button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.